Um, why did you choose to write about inclusion and exclusion? What personal experiences influenced these choices?
So it all started with some personal experiences, actually. When I was, I don't know, in high school, this actually was the experience that got me into urban planning. I was arrested twice for loitering. My town decided to implement a teen curfew. And I thought, that's a kind of weird thing. Can they even do that, you know? So I protested it and got arrested twice. And I remember even thinking then, that's a crazy idea. Like, how could a town say that I can't be in a public space at 11 o'clock, after 11 o'clock p.m. or 10 o'clock or whatever it was? So it started there, and it was a personal experience, and I think I've always had a sense that space was really important and that public space is really important, and you can't restrict it in that way. It seems arbitrary to say that teenagers can't be in one place or another after a certain amount of time. So I think that's where this whole interest started, and we'll see where it ends. Artists can do a lot to break down boundaries, and artists have done a lot. And in fact, in our book, we have a lot of examples of great projects that artists have done to make more what we would call open cities. So one example, there's this cool group in Los Angeles called the Los Angeles Urban Rangers. And they did this great project about beaches in Los Angeles. So a lot of beaches, actually a lot of beaches in California are private beaches. So if you think you're out there enjoying a nice sunny day on the beach, and then some jerk comes out and chases you away and says, hey, this is private property, get off of my beach. True, there are a lot of private beaches, but it turns out there are a lot of loopholes. One example is, whenever sand is wet, basically that means it's automatically public. So what these artists did was they made these maps, and they did these educational workshops, and they gave out the maps on the bus, and they kind of educated people through these maps about how to legally occupy the beach and tell the jerk to scram the next time he tries to tell you to get off the beach. So that's just one example. There's lots more in the book, but artists can do a lot, for sure. So education is really key. And one of the things that we really want to do with this book is just give a sense that the world as it is, it doesn't have to be that way. The fact that we have suburbs and cities and segregation, and the fact that we have so many of the problems that we have, a lot of people think that it's a product of just invisible market forces or whatever. The truth is that things are the way they are, for the most part, because of man-made decisions that were made using tools that could be used differently or not at all. So in the book, what we try to do is just outline what are some of the different tools, right, or what we call weapons, that have been used to create segregation. And what you find when you do some research is that there are smoking guns. There are things that you can point to, decisions that have been made, weapons that have been used to create the kind of urban dynamic that we have today. So we hope that with the book we can sort of denaturalize or maybe expose the constructedness of the built environment and show that it is indeed made with using man-made tools, and that those tools can be used differently or not at all, and we can make new tools for creating more integrated societies and cities. Yeah, well, I mean, I think everyone's in the right place here. It seems like a good place to start. Urbano seems to be doing some amazingly awesome stuff. So, that's a good start. I think there's a question of like where, if you're interested in this topic, where should you go? Should you go to architecture school? Should you, study urban planning? Should you study geography? There are a lot of different fields, I think, that are relevant to the kind of things that we discuss in this book. In fact, we have over 50 authors contributing essays to this book. Some are architects, some are urban planners, some are sociologists and historians. And so, but I think for a long time in the social sciences, there was not so much of an interest in spatial issues and place. I think that's changed. I think a lot of people are really understanding the importance of place, understanding that if you happen to be born in one place, it will affect your life chances versus being born in another place. And so I think I think that the world is a kind of friendlier place for people who are interested in spatial issues, and